This week's episode of Bariatric TV is sponsored by Bariatric Advantage, the most complete line of micronutrient replacements specifically designed for the weight loss surgery patient. Help support the show by ordering your Bariatric Advantage products directly from the BTV e-store. Help support Bariatric TV by ordering your bariatric products from btvstore.com. Use the coupon code FREAK and get a 10% discount on your next order.
Hi, I'm Tony.
And I'm Linda.
Are you ready for another fun-filled adventure with BTV?
Well, of course I am. So tell me, what you got this week?
In the drop zone, we have a freak that wants to live.
More fun stuff from New York City.
Is fear holding you back from surgery?
And a salty review. Arrgh! This week's Drop Zone Freak is a pre-op. Please help us in saying congrats to Maria Canella.
Maria says, I am still a pre-op, but I'm having weight loss surgery because I do not want to die. I've had too much to live for, and I'm proud and ready to make a change and be a super freak.
Thanks, Maria, for playing along.
And only doing 2 sentences instead of 3.
Thanks, Maria, for playing along now instead of waiting until after your surgery. It takes courage to put your pre-op self out there. Way to go, girl.
Nicely done!
And don't forget to send us your mailing address and phone number to feedback@bariatrictv.com so we can have Revival Soy send some yummy stuff your way.
That way to the dumping ground, cuckoo.
You cute
cats.
I don't feel good.
Welcome to the dumping ground.
We've mentioned it already, but we were recently invited to New York City by Ethicon Endosurgery and the Obesity Action Coalition to participate in an online influencer symposium.
We received some great information from both sponsors of the symposium, and we'll be sharing that with you in the next couple of shows.
So one of the things that stuck in my brain early on was a statement that was made about insurance coverage by the handsome Jeff LeConte.
Jeff is the product director of U.S. Bariatric and Metabolic Marketing at Ethicon Endosurgery.
The liberally luscious LeConte. And I want you guys to know that Mike wrote that. Mike wrote that.
Hey, you two weren't the only chicks talking about that guy.
Okay, but you're not a chick, and you wrote the liberally luscious LeConte.
I am comfortable enough in my masculinity and sexuality to say that Jeff LeConte was luscious.
Liberally luscious.
Liberally luscious.
Okay, Jeff, if you're watching this, it's not that I don't think you're handsome, but I don't think I've ever used the words liberally luscious in my life.
Liberally luscious.
Now, is he really luscious, or is he a liberal that's luscious?
No, he's liberally luscious.
So he's really luscious.
Mm-hmm. That's
He's
what
not.
it would be.
He's not a liberal that's luscious.
No.
Okay.
That would be a luscious liberal.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Mike wrote this, y'all. The liberally luscious LeConte stated that bariatric surgery is covered by more than 55% of large employer insurance plans. Insurance plans?
That's the ones we're talking about.
It's also 100% covered by Medicare, and in all but 6 states by Medicaid.
Wow, that's quite a bit more than I expected.
But so many people are afraid to even find out if they're covered.
If you are even thinking about having surgery, the first thing you should do is to look to see if any of the aforementioned coverage applies to you.
Not gonna lie to you, freaks. Wading through the confusion of working with your insurance provider can be daunting, intimidating even. But this is a proven treatment for obesity, and you deserve to look into taking care of yourself. So arm yourself and prepare for battle, freaks.
Now, I won't pretend to be an expert on insurance coverage and send you off on a wild goose chase, but then again, I don't have to, because our friends over at the OAC has put together a great document called Working with Your Insurance Provider. Yet again, another reason to love this group and become a member.
We'll link the document in the show notes below, but let me just say, extremely helpful. The document gives you very thorough tips on reviewing your policy, the pre-approval process, and even appealing a denial. It's one of the most useful pieces of virtual paper I've seen in the community in a long time.
It's sort of like having a great to-do list. They spell it all out step by step. Even tips on speaking with your insurance rep. Because believe it or not, things like keeping calm and not being rude can go a long way when it comes to getting information you need.
We've seen it over and over again that the first response from an insurance company is usually a denial, almost as if they're trying to weed out the weak. The tips contained here will help you to show them that you're not weak. The OAC has given you the tools and the encouragement to move forward.
And although a lot of the information contained in this document is geared toward pre-ops, We want to encourage you post-ops to read it too. After all, how many times has a pre-op asked you questions about your surgery? In that situation, this is some great knowledge to have on hand.
So to wrap this segment up, we just want to say another thanks to both Ethicon Endosurgery and the Obesity Action Coalition for providing us more information. Because information is power, freaks.
Say it again.
Because information is power, freaks.
Say it again.
Because information
I was just going to see how many
is
times
power,
you say
freaks.
it.
Now let's go all to your reality.
Welcome to Altered Reality.
So, we're going to continue here on letting you in on some of the information we learned in New York. Another fact that we learned was something that really struck home personally with me.
What was that?
That on average, it takes a morbidly obese person 2 years to work up the courage to attend a weight loss surgery seminar.
Wow, that's a long time. Why do you think it takes that long?
Well, I don't think it's procrastination. I think it's fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of admitting that you've reached a point that surgery may be your last option.
Because then you admit that you're fat. Oh my God, I'm going to a seminar, I'm fat.
Or even fear of the surgery itself.
Well, that's one of the reasons why we do Bariatric TV, to help alleviate that fear, to show folks that post-surgery life isn't scary.
You don't need to feel deprived, you aren't alone, and you can be successful.
But what about fear of the surgery itself? How can we help those that have heard all the claims that it's dangerous and that people die all the time from surgery?
Wheeling them out of the place in wheelbarrows, one after the other, just dropping.
Well, we can provide them with all the data that shows that surgery is comparatively safe. But to simplify it, think about it this way. It's a very specialized surgery. Statistically, it's become safer than, say, gallbladder surgery or an appendectomy.
And why is it safer? Well, many times the aforementioned procedures are done under an emergency situation, and you really don't know who's going to end up doing the surgery. With weight loss surgery, you have the time to research and choose your surgeon.
And if you choose to go to a bariatric center of excellence,
Which you should.
Of course you should.
you know you are going to a center with an experienced staff that follows industry standards, and it is required to provide you with long-term support as well. And if you don't know what a bariatric center of excellence is, check the link in the show notes below. It'll tell you all about it.
So what about the guilt of having to have surgery? How do we get past that? Well, for starters, you may want to weigh the risks of surgery against the risks of carrying around that extra 100, 200, or even 300 pounds. The loss of that weight can go a long way to alleviating some of that guilt.
As well as a few other things.
Something that has helped me is discovering that because so many of us have had surgery, doctors and researchers are learning new stuff about us freaks every day. New studies on vitamins, new studies on different types of surgeries that will increase access in the future. It makes me feel a little bit like a pioneer or an explorer.
Where in the world is Tony San Diego? Listen, obesity is on the rise, but we're the pioneers in the one thing that is known to make a huge dent in it. The one thing that can put an end to the misery that the disease can impart on a person. Take pride in helping to come up with treatments that may eventually lead to a solution for everyone.
Now let's go freak on. Welcome to the freak on segment.
That's good.
Hey Linda, what are you eating?
5-day Greek yogurt. What about you?
Cottage cheese. You know, it's been a while since we've had surgery. You'd think we get tired of this stuff.
Well, yeah, it can get a little boring after a while, especially right after surgery when it's practically all you can eat.
But a recent discovery of mine has reinvented these for me.
All right, tell the nice people what you found.
Well, by shopping at my local farmer's market, I discovered the Salt Farm. It's a local company here in San Diego founded by Tanya Johanna and specializes in salt. You can find them on the interwebs at salt-farm.com. Right now they don't have a lot of information up there, but if you send them an email to shopsaltfarm@gmail.com, Tanya's promised me that she'll send you a PDF with more information.
So what's so special about salt? Well, this ain't just any salt.
Why, what kind of salt is it?
It's infused salt, blended salt, smoked salt. They have a large variety of infusions and blends that you can add to just about everything. Chicken, eggs, soup, veggies, yogurt, you name it.
I'm enjoying the different flavors on my cottage cheeses and in my soup. The flavors are just amazing. If you're a pre-op, you should definitely invest in a few of these.
They've come up with salts like bruschetta, wasabi sesame, shallot, and hot Indian curry, just to name a few. They totally give the common foods we eat a whole new dimension. You really have to try the wasabi sesame. It's amazing. Just a little bit of this on your yogurt and you have an amazingly flavored dip. It's all amazing. All amazing.
Is it the bomb diggity?
It's splendid. Splendid.
Ooh, and they're drop proof.
Wow.
You almost had hot Indian curry all over your floor.
I love finding new and tasty stuff, and this is a great new find.
That's it for this week, freaks.
Now, don't be getting all salty over it. Instead, just head on over to btvstore.com and pick up some of your favorite bariatric-friendly goods. It's one of the best ways to keep the shows coming.
And don't forget that time is almost run out on our spring membership drive. Have your friends sign up on our forum and mention you as the one that referred them, and you'll both be entered in for this gift basket right back here.
Basket?
That one right there.
The gift basket back there.
That one right there. We'll be announcing the winner next week. It's splendid.
See you next week for another cheesy episode of BTV.
Get it? Cheesy? Because it's cottage cheese. Get it?
Done. To participate in an online influencer's...
That's okay, because there was a big fly in the
I
middle
saw
of
it
the
go by
shot.
twice. Damn, fly. Stay in the light where you belong. Go to the light.
What your wonderful idea was for killing a fly that kept getting in the shot.
Keeps landing on the lights right here. These lights. So I spray it with Windex and it coats its wings. And then it falls on the ground and we stomp on it.
So, if you have flies that you can't hit, spray them with Windex.
Because in my big fat Greek wedding, Windex fixes everything. Now it's like in my holster. It's the good, bad, and the dead fly.